Good evening, YouTube. Doing another segment here on the budget Remington 870 12 gauge defense gun. And as you'll notice, it's now wearing a sling and sling swivels. And what's up front is a Uncle Mike's end cap, which has a sling swivel built in. With a stud, and the sling is from Allen. Now you'll notice that this is not a tactical sling, and there's a reason for that. I said before that this gun might be used during hunting season, and this type of sling is going to be much more practical if I decide to do that. These are much more comfortable. I haven't tested this sling out. I usually tend to go through a couple of them before I see what I like. So I might change this, but this is what I've got for right now. Between the magazine cap, then the stud, and the swivels and the sling, all told about $40, which brings a grand total of what I have into this gun, $300. Now this gun started off as a standard 12 gauge Remington 870 Wingmaster, and it started off with a 30-inch full choke barrel. It now has a 20-inch rifle sight barrel, smoothbore, and that's pretty much all I'm going to do, I think, as far as the exterior purposes. Now there's one thing I am doing, and I hooked up with a guy who has the setup for this. The earlier 870 Remingtons, I did not know this, have a solid shell lifter, shell carrier. And that was actually what was determined to be a design flaw. And why that was is if you were to get a shell hung up between the carrier, the underside of the carrier, and the bolt, you pretty much had to take the whole gun apart, or you had to slam the butt in the ground and pump it, which was, while these are tough guns, that's not exactly the best thing for the gun, and it's kind of rough on the gun. It's rough on the shell. Now Remington, in their wisdom, in their later guns, had a slot in that shell carrier, and I had a newer 870, and I didn't even really notice the difference. With the newer 870, I had the slotted shell carrier. Now you can swap the parts out. What you need is a slide, a bolt, and a new carrier. So I've ordered those. Now, this is up to you if this is something you want to do. They say it's a rare malfunction, but and if it was just going to be for hunting, I probably would have left it alone. But this is going to be a possible defense gun. This is going to be, that's what this gun's original purpose is. A defense gun. You don't want a malfunction with a defense gun. So I've ordered the parts. They're on their way. Now, that's a $100 expense. On the plus side, I already have a buyer for the remaining parts once I switch them out. I haven't got a price set on them yet until I have the new parts in the gun. Once I get that set up, I will do a video on that by itself. So at the most right now, I mean, I won't make the same amount of money, but I doubt I'll have too much into it by the time it's all said and done, because I'll have all three parts. And the guy that wants them specifically for an older gun. So, and he's seen these and he knows these are pretty nice. These are basically mint. So that's going to be one of those fixes that that was going to be something I was going to do. This is an expense. You don't have to do it, but I do recommend it. If you have one of these older 870s, and you'll know, just flip it over and you'll see a slotted shell carrier versus a solid one. I'll have a picture with this video of what the solid one looks like, and so you have an idea. And apparently those were from 1984 and back. So this will be a little more of an added expense to this gun, but to me it's worth it. I'll let you know what the final tally is. Right now, without those parts, this whole setup is $300. So if you look for an older 870, I would suggest finding one with a slotted shell carrier. Again, it's from like 1984 onward they have them, so you have a large selection. But if you can get the gun cheap enough, or you can get the parts, you have to replace all three parts: the bolt, the slide, and the shell carrier. And a lot of places now sell them as a kit, which is the cheap way, or you can buy them used. I could not find a used bolt. I could find everything else. I could find a slide, I could find a carrier, but I could not find a bolt. And it was actually going to be cheaper to buy the three parts together new than two used and one new. The bolt by itself through Remington is $100. The kit itself is roughly $100 with shipping if you get all three. So there's that. And of course you can get the bolt in either the chrome like this one or the black, which is like the newer police. But there it is for right now. And again, that's up to you if that's something you want to do. But that's something I decided it was worth it with this gun. So that's it for right now, YouTube. Have a good day.